a third of our group.
Thank you very much.
That's why you look so good, because you're vegan.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's true.
I would
It's
love
true.
to
I'm
try-
51, so
Wow.
I know.
I know it does. I think it does.
I know.
I'll tell you.
I am vegan,
Very good.
and I would like to ask: does anybody have anybody in the family that's a vegan, or
I do.
you do? Yes, you're
My brother and sister-in-law are both vegan.
great. And nobody else?
Well, my grandson decided he was going to become a vegan,
Okay.
but he's very thin to start with, and he's in construction, and he found he was hungry all the time.
Oh, okay.
So he had to go back onto something more substantial.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's everybody's experience. Yeah, because you can say, I can say I'm a vegan, and then it can be good or bad association with the word. It is, in definition, of course, it's to do with animals. You know, we want to be compassionate towards our animals, and also it's a whole food plant-based diet. So when you've heard a lot of talk about this whole food plant-based, I don't know if everybody's familiar with that, but a lot of research is saying we're going to go back to that way of eating, and it really helps. It helps decrease diabetes. It helps with heart diseases. It just is the answer to a lot of inflammational diseases that are going on. We just don't get enough. We don't get enough of our greens. We don't get enough fiber. We eat far too much meat, getting our protein from that source, and the dairy products and all the hormones that are in the dairy products, and it just sort of it gets us all out of whack, and it doesn't help us with the gut flora, which is a very important thing to develop and to nurture in our bodies. And when our body gets out of balance, it is so remarkable. It always wants to come back to the balance, but we make it difficult by what we choose to put in our body, because every forkful makes a difference. So you can change the way you feel and your energy tomorrow by just what you choose to put on your fork and consume. Because I really believe that we are overfed and undernourished. You still haven't been meat. Yeah, it's funny. So she said that she gets a lot of sustenance from starches, but just eats a little bit of meat. Is that basically what you're saying? And
Well, it's very small.
You're very small amount.
Yeah, very small.
On that note, it's surprising how many how people feel they don't eat a lot of animal products, and then until you take them all away, and then they realize, oh, I kind of do eat a lot of animal products. Interesting, you feel you only eat it, which you may only eat a little bit of the animal products, but when you really think about it, it can sneak in so many places, and the amount of, even that goes to the amount of processed food we eat, the amount of sugar we eat. We think, oh, I don't eat a lot of sugar, and then when you really look at it, oh, we definitely do. There's somebody knocking.
Oh, yeah, no, she said, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Come on in and sit down. When growing up, my dad had Crohn's disease. He was diagnosed in my early teens, and he suffered a lot. And I watched him. He was able to change in 2 years through diet alone. He reversed it and had no Crohn's. It was quite remarkable. And in watching that, I'd grown up on a farm. I never drank milk. He was always anti-milk. He said we're the only species that doesn't get weaned. It's for the calf, it's not for us. And he used to tell me then that all the protein you need can come from the plants, whole food, and that you absorb more of it than you do from drinking cow's milk. You get even more calcium than you do from cow's milk. So along those lines, I was always just brought up to be thinking and conscious about food. Always nutritionally minded and almost extreme, like just really determined, but I never went vegan. I would be vegetarian for 3 years. I would go sort of back and forth and never really committed. And then my mom passed away, 3 years ago. And I ended up with many other things that happened. I had a breakdown. And in this breakdown, I had to sort of pull myself back out and get better. And what helped me was being disciplined with my diet and becoming a vegan. It created a sort of respect for my body and what I was feeling, because I had started to sort of self-medicate, and I would have wine every day, and it just wasn't feeling good and healthy, and I wasn't caring about myself. So it started this wonderful process in my life of being able to heal, and literally heal from the inside out. And it created a discipline in my life. It dominoed in so many aspects that I just felt incredible, and my energy came up, and my sleeping better, and because that had been a huge issue, because I was suffered from anxiety and depression. Besides health, for me, when I chose, environmental struck me. I was shocked at what I found out with the factory farming. 51% of greenhouse gases come from factory farming, from these animals. Like that, more, take every car and bus and train in the whole planet, it still doesn't do what factory farming does. And it just shocked me. It sort of shocked me into just for this, our environment, our beautiful earth. And then there's the ethical, which is, I've always been an animal lover, and that was a given, to think about the suffering of these animals. There's so many, like billions are slaughtered every year. For us to think that this is where we need to get our protein from. And we don't. It's in whole food, plant-based. It's everything we need is in all of our greens, our fruits and our vegetables and our legumes and our beans and lentils and whole grains, like our oats and quinoa, nuts and seeds. It's just everything that we need, and our body is designed to utilize those foods to the best of its ability, keep us healthy and keep our gut flora doing what it's supposed to do. All the great microbes in there love it. They love this kind of food and the fiber, and you can eat to heal yourself, or you can eat to make yourself sicker. So many people are dealing with heart disease and diabetes. A lot of it is what they actually eat, and we don't make the association so much all the time. There's a wonderful quote, and it says, I'm not afraid, it's not my quote, I'm not afraid of dying, I just don't want it to be my fault. It's just being conscious of what we choose to eat. And I really feel though there's an amazing, incredible awakening coming, and a consciousness that's happening around the earth to these issues. I can't get over the youth, the young people coming up, and how they are driving this veganism, whole food, plant-based lifestyle is picking up momentum. It's growing. It's showing compassion to our earth, to our world. It's showing compassion to the animals and to ourselves. It's an incredible awakening that's happening, because we can actually choose by what we eat how we're going to age. And it's powerful. It's really, really powerful. Because that goes into the how, like how you do a vegan lifestyle or a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And that's where people struggle a lot. You always want to go to the whole food. If you can stick with the whole food, you're going to feel better. You're really going to notice a difference. And what I would recommend is doing like a one in, one out to start. So eliminate something and replace it with something else. So like if you're always doing white rice for instance all the time, eliminate that from your diet and start doing quinoa. Just a simple little switch like that, and start to think about food in those terms. Instead of milk, right? Try incredible nut milks. We had almond milk, cashew milk, try just switch that out and see how you feel. Pay attention to how your body feels, and just make little even for me, even if someone chooses to do once a week or a few times a week meatless, that's great. It makes a difference. Makes a difference to the animals, to the environment, to your health. And you could always also do a week or longer. See how long you can go with not having any. Like, just start with meat. Start with, that's chicken too, right? I mean, chicken's just as bad as beef. I know, like, you wouldn't think that, but it's true. Chicken and salmon. Like, you think, okay, the fish and the salmon, but we've done so much to our waters that who wants to eat these things that come out of the oceans anymore? The mercury and what it's doing in our bodies and upsetting our hormones. So but try just to apply it in your life in ways that make sense to you, because in order for it to be a sustainable way or lifestyle, it has to be making you feel good, and it has to be you have to be feeling gains, right? And it also has to feel that it's doable, or else you won't. And I really believe for people's health and for all of like you women today, I don't know, there might be somebody who needs this message. I don't know, like who maybe has or is going to be diagnosed with diabetes tomorrow, or is going to have an issue, and they can go, well, I can take my power back, and I can change how I eat, and I can help heal my body by just doing that. My brother, he was diagnosed with diabetes last year, and he was vegetarian, and I got him right over to the vegan, and he in 2 weeks, his doctor was just amazed, and it just started to come down. It does heal. It does heal you, and this is just like whole foods, plant based. It's a prescription to health. Like, doctors should write broccoli every day and give you that, or kale every day. You don't like kale? Collards are great, and you will start to crave them. You'll be amazed because you have to not only retrain your brain and how it thinks about food, you train your palate, because your palate gets desensitized. It gets to where it craves fat and sugar and salt, right? That's what we crave. We don't crave meat. We don't go, oh, like a lion. When we see a cow, we're driving by it, right? And we don't go, oh, rah, we don't really crave that. So just think about it in those terms. I just want you today just to think about things a little bit differently. Okay, yeah, so we can do the questions now. If you
Sorry,
like.
no, I just was.
That's fine.
Oh,
No,
because
that's fine.
I know
So
they
I
talk
just,
about
it's wonderful.
pesticides.
I will start that now, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you today about this just incredible, life-changing subject. So thank you. Can't get everybody in, but that's a good. I'm gonna swing it over there. Wave. Okay.